Another ingredient is the thickness of the board, the way the thickness is distributed from nose to tail. You see here, in this particular case, the thickest point is in the middle area, but it holds its thickness up into the nose area. It runs into the rocker, it doesn't go downhill, it holds the thickness. Holds the thickness through the tail the same. Even though it does decrease into the tail, it still holds its thickness. The reason for this is you get a better balance of surfboard. If you move from here to here on this particular board where the thickness is even, it's not such a huge thing. But if the board is thick and thin, and you move forward, you get a completely different reaction because of the unbalance. It doesn't matter whether the board is thick or thin, the thickness should be fairly evenly distributed if you want consistent control and flow. Another crucial thing is the rail. I prefer to use the rail as a planing area. You've got your planing area on the bottom and the two rails. How I do that is I keep the rail full, very full, so that when you put it on a rail, it can support you and carry you. It doesn't bog and sink like a thin rail will just go in, unless you put a hard edge on it, and then it just doesn't want to go in. With my rails, they've got a soft edge. The fullness comes around off the top, holes through the body of the rail, and then it tucks under, and it has a dull edge underneath it, but it's inside the rail, it's moved in. If you pull that dull edge out and sharpen it up, as it is here in the tail, you get instant release on that sharp hard edge. Water just shears off hard edges, it's got nowhere to hold on. So depending on where you locate this under edge and how sharp or dull you make it, determines the speed the board releases and connects with the wave surface. In my case, I pull it in a fair way and the bottom edge is really opened up. There's a fair area there so the water can hold on. That's through the middle of the board and in the front. So, and as it comes into the tail, the bottom of the rail comes out to the outside of the plant shape and it hardens up. The reason for that is to release the water, because this is a 3-fin design and 3 fins do all the holding. You don't need the rail to support the 3 fins, do it all on their own. With a single fin, you carry the rail soft right through to the back of the box, and then you've got your release right at the end. But you need, if you put a hard edge like this on a single fin, they slide off the face. They slide, they haven't got any hold. So that's why you see people putting little trainer wheels on the side so they'll hold them. All you've got to do is soften your rail up, job's right. So under edge determines the speed the board releases at. This one that I use now is a reasonably slow release, because most people have only got slow reflexes compared to, like if you've got a hard edge like this, you've got instant release. That's bang, that's the amount of time you've got to deal with it. Up here, you've got a second more time, and that's enough to let you take control of it. This particular fin has been designed to go with this surfboard design. I've been riding this fin for 20 years now. All it is a seagull wing when it's flying into the wind, which gives the birds pushing hard to get speed. So the fin in this position is a driving fin. I have this fin available in 3 styles. This is the original all-rounder. There's a straighter tip, which is more up and down, like up in the air. and then there's an extended tip which is longer. The one that goes straight up and down gives it a shorter, quicker turning ability, and the extended tip, the longer one, makes the board draw longer turns and usually suited to a more powerful surfer. Gives it much more hold on bottom turns and cutbacks. The particular design of the fin is, I've discovered over the years that anything in front of this here, this point here, this little knuckle, is actually gives the board a pulling sensation in the water. And when the wave, which is running around the board, hits this, it pulls it back against the wall. So when you have this reaction here, combined with the soft rail on the plan shape, which is a holding rail, and you got this holding also, it makes it a really secure sort of way of surfing with only one fin. You can only judge people by what they produce in surfing, and if what they produce and tell people to ride is their idea of performance and function at that level, then it's hideously out of whack with reality. It's a dream. It's an absolute dream to think that masses are going to be able to ride a board like Kelly Slater or any top 5 or 10 pro surfer. It's just it's not a reality at any level. And it doesn't matter whether you're a great surfer or not. They're still easier to ride in this form. The better the surfer you are, the more performance you'll get out of them. Simply because they are easy to ride. There's more balance and all the rest of it that make the board an object that's easy to deal with. It's like the meaning of life. There isn't an answer. You don't need one. Yeah, no, it's quite amazing, really. I don't try to sell anybody a board. I tell them what's in them, like I just talked then. But I don't say, I've never gone up to anybody and say, hey, get one of mine, they're fucking great. I never said that to anybody in my life. I don't put sales pictures on people. These things are known as the thinking person surfboard. That's the in people call them. And if, 80% of people that buy my boards are professional people. It's amazing. That's because they're the thinkers.